Hello everyone and welcome back to
Bizz Buzz.
Cheers!
Today we're going to be talking about relationships growing up in high school and in college, so we hope you're ready to listen.
So our first question, what's the best and worst part about dating someone from the same college?
Now, you have to talk to them for like 6 months before being in a relationship.
I definitely think like
Is that wrong?
No way.
I wouldn't say that far.
I think it depends. I think mostly like I'm really like if you're like on like I think a month is like because if a guy's talking to a girl for a month like
if it's longer than 3 months and he hasn't asked you out, you should leave. It's not worth your time.
I think that's true.
You need this advice, guys.
yeah.
Yes.
But
6
I
months is
definitely-
crazy.
Yeah, 6 months.
I definitely think like the dating scene has changed a lot, like over the past even decade, because there's so much with like technology now, and like Snapchat is a huge player now, and I just feel like I mean I guess like 10 years ago it was still, but like before that, like
Well,
no.
yeah, Snapchat really wasn't used as like the main source of communication
I know.
as it is now, which I feel like, I don't know, is kind of not good in a way. It feels
Yeah.
weird, but it's also fun though. You could always send funny videos or funny texts or do filters and such, so
Yeah.
Filters
You
are
be going
awesome.
crazy
And
on
if
the-
our
on the-
conversation ever gets dry, just dog filter. There you
There
go.
we go.
The rainbow throw up one.
Rainbow throw
Oh my
up.
god. Okay, do you prefer the modern dating scene or like the old school traditional dating scene?
I mean I think both have like pros and cons, but I think like for modern you can like talk to more girls, but like you also like back then it's like hard to meet people. Like now you can meet people online. That's like kind of where I'm going.
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely think it's easier and like more accessible to like talk to like more people and like God, you know what, cut.
I can't believe you said that. And you
What?
doubled down.
That's not crazy to say.
That's so crazy to say.
I'm trying to like help justify
Okay, maybe I should say maybe
you have a bug in your head. Okay, maybe tell me we think on that one.
I think that the old school way is so much better. Like, I think
Yeah.
I was meant to be in like the 60s more so than this day and
Oh my
age. Like,
gosh, yeah.
women like working, like cleaning at the house and like cooking sounds way
There we
better
go.
to me.
There we
I
go.
don't know. Like getting
No, that's
pursued.
so sweet. It's a tradition.
Yeah.
Just like I like that too, and like getting asked on dates and like chivalry is such a big thing, which I still stand by. Like
I agree.
If the guy I'm seeing is not a gentleman, I'm not seeing him anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, what would y'all say? I guess modern or old school?
I'd say maybe a mix. I mean, definitely the aspect of technology being bigger and stuff. You can, FaceTime someone or have a conversation on the phone and not worry about, I don't know, phone minutes wouldn't necessarily. I don't know how far back
Yeah.
how far backwards going, but I mean, I would definitely say there's maybe more loyalty back then. You would think.
I think
Because
so.
no for sure.
you would think so because it's like everything is by word of mouth, and that's the only way you get your information. So, kind of then there's no, oh, he's talking to me, and he's also talking to 5 other girls, and he's FaceTiming this girl and Snapchatting this girl, because I know that's a thing that happens for sure, and that's something that never really happened when there was no Snapchat, no FaceTime.
There was
Yeah.
like trust back then.
Mhm.
Like everything, the foundation of everything was trust. That
So,
makes sense.
do y'all think boys or girls cheat more?
I mean, I feel like we're biased on this
Yeah.
one,
Mhm.
and I think y'all probably would be too. I would say boys, but I
think
mean,
boys probably.
I don't
Why do
know.
y'all
What
think
do you
that is?
think?
Yeah, why do you think boys?
I don't know. I think it's kind of going back to the whole modern dating scene and just being like, you can talk to so many people at once, and like you're saying, you don't know if they're actually with like by themselves or with another girl or with another boy or like whatever happens. But but like, I think it's just something that you just have to trust, and I don't know. What do y'all think, girls or boys?
Probably girls.
say-
I would say girls just because like they're always like the ones getting like pursued, girls most of the time. Like,
No.
and I think like at least from my perspective, I think girls need like more attention than guys for the most part. So like if a guy's not giving you like attention, like you're gonna like look for some other validation somewhere else.
And not necessarily, going and getting with other people, like the physical aspects of cheating, but like what we were saying, the online aspect of cheating, like talking and having conversations, flirty conversations with other guys because their boyfriend or who they're talking to isn't giving them enough, kind of thing. I think that's another aspect that is thought about, and I feel like girls, like what Thomas was saying, always feel like they need more affirmations and stuff. So they kind of go seeking for that. I've kind of seen that in the past.
But do you think like boys chase more, or like?
I'd say
100%,
for sure. Boys definitely do chase more.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to go out and was a guy and ask 10 girls on dates, maybe 2 or 3 say yes, maybe. But if you're a girl and you meet 10 guys at the bar and you ask all 10 on dates, I bet
like
seven or 8 of them say yes. So, I mean, I think that's more because everyone thinks guys are more desperate in a way. I think that's just kind of like guys are always pursuing in a way of nature, and girls are always like wanting to have themselves as the prize and kind of things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely takes a part in that. In dating, what would y'all say are some red flags in college? Brooke, do you want to start?
Yeah. I think one thing that always gets me is if they're like mean to a waiter, or like if we're going out and there's just like an air of like rudeness, then I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why are we being like this? I just don't understand it. But yeah, that's probably like a major red flag for me. I probably like in things there. What about y'all?
I would say if she has a million+ snap score.
What's your snap score, Tommy?
500K. I think it's like like 500K.
Okay, but what if like she's a video sender? Like I send videos.
The videos count as more?
Oh,
Really?
I mean maybe, but or someone like basically on their phone all the time. Like that's so annoying. Like especially also if like you can't keep a conversation, that's the most boring. That I can't.
So true.
But yeah, just super boring.
Shelby, what would yours be?
I agree with Brooke. If they're rude to waiters or anybody like that, that's like, I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And then I also hate whenever you can tell that they, like, this sounds bad, but that they weren't raised right. I don't know, I'm used to like Southern.
Like no manners,
like gentlemen. Like hold the door open.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Just like little things like that I can just like pick up on if they were raised right or if they weren't. And then
that's one thing, like a piece of advice that I give to like my little brother and stuff is like, ask the girl on the date, be that gentleman, like open her door, make sure and not even only her door, like if there's people behind her or in front of her, like go open, like be a really kind guy. Like I think that just guys don't even realize how far that really takes them, just like those little tiny details that just make or break.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's the little details.
What do you think, Colby?
I'd say it's like, like the whole guy best friend, or
that's fake.
The guy best friend, or necessarily like overly friendly to every guy you meet or every guy you know. That kind of like the craziness. Oh my gosh, like it's just my friend, or something like that. Because I know some girls, like it's the whole like attention thing, what we were talking about. Like they kind of just like always plant a seed with these couple people and like are always like have a backup plan kind of thing. Like girls are always having scheming for sure.
Like pre-planning
when guys don't even what they're doing this next week, and the girl knows, well, if he breaks up with me, I got 4 guys kind of thing. So
that's so true. And girls are just so the type too to like overanalyze everything and like I don't know if it goes into that planning process.
Another thing that I think is kind of a red flag is like, especially at this age, is like when she's getting mad that a guy's not paying for everything, or a guy's not like doing everything. Like everyone is not super loaded or necessarily like now, like, and everyone's kind of busy in their own kind of aspects. And like when people are like, oh my gosh, he didn't take me on a date this weekend, whatever, well maybe he was studying for tests or something like that, and like stuff like that, and kind of having high expectations, and then necessarily when those aren't met, blaming it on him.
Exactly. And
not saying accountability.
Exactly. It's always the girl's fault too.
I think effort is appreciated. It doesn't matter if there's like money.
Go.
Like it doesn't have to be about that. Go on a walk. Like that should never be like the.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be an extravagant thing. Like going on a walk or like just
doing homework together.
Like just spending time with each other. I think is like the biggest deal. It doesn't need to be going to like the ranch every month or like
Mhm.
anything like that.
Like a nice
or like
steak
maybe like
restaurant,
going
yeah.
and getting stuff and like cooking with each other.
Exactly. Watching a movie. You
Yes.
know,
There
like,
can be some.
Yes. Would you say, since you said like spending time, would you say like quality time is one of your
Yes.
biggest things?
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait, that's kind of interesting. What about y'all? What's your like love language?
Probably gift giving. Probably.
like when you give or
No, like giving gifts. Like,
You give
Yeah.
gifts.
You
Oh.
give gifts.
Because,
yeah, I guess
like-
like how
Okay,
how you show love. maybe?
Yeah. 'Cause I
Okay,
feel
yeah,
like
okay.
giving gifts is just like. It kind of sounds selfish, but it makes you feel really good too when someone likes your gift like
Yes.
a bunch, and it's also like.
Mhm.
I love gift giving.
Sure, we'll go
Yeah.
with that.
Yes, for sure. What about you, Coleman?
Well, you should give me a gift then.
Yeah, I've
I'll
never
think
gotten a
about it.
gift.
Yeah,
I'd
dang.
say quality time, like hanging out, like you said, going on a walk,
Mm-hmm.
going to like Starbucks. You know, just like there's easy stuff that like, you know, going shopping and not buying everything, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking around and like, I'd say that's definitely fun because not everyone has. Let's go lunch, then go shop, then a movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
like,
yes.
but just kind of like being with your person is always fun.
Yeah. hmm
What would you say?
I would have to say mine's like words of affirmation.
Yeah.
I just like to hear it and like
Uh-huh.
know and just like even little things like getting notes or whatever.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Words of affirmation, I think, is like one of my favorite ones too.
Definitely. I think that's more girls' thing than
Yeah,
guys.
I like
feel
that.
like-
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but I mean, I like to hear.
I like to hear it
I
too.
feel- yeah.
Yeah.
Show your little.
Sure.
side.
Yeah.
What are some green flags? These are the good things. Let's hear those.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I had some.
Do you want to go?
go
You
with
go.
yours.
I'll start
You
it
go.
off.
Let's go.
I'll
Let's
start
go.
it off.
That's
I'm,
really
I'm
good.
tired of always going last.
Yeah.
Go first.
I'll go
Coleman.
first. I'd say when like she has like a future and kind of knows what she wants to do with life. You know,
Yeah.
everyone is in. Most of the people we're around are in college and stuff, and everyone's always thinking, well, next year, and it's always like, you know, thinking of like what you're going to do after college and being mindful of that, and kind of being mindful of like setting yourself up for what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like being on top of things, like ambition.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
for
having your own thing going on, because like
And then
some people just don't.
another green flag would probably be someone with humor because,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna, everyone you date to marry at this age for sure.
Yes,
So it's like
definitely.
if you're not funny, am I just gonna not laugh for the 45
Yeah.
years the rest of my life?
You'll
Like,
be the funny guy.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to just. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
true. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
45. I mean,
No,
I'll be
yeah, but
pushing
for the
it.
rest
I don't
of
want to
your
be
life.
97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be a green flag for you, Thomas?
Let me think. I'll say like good hygiene for sure. I think that's a good one. I
That's
think-
underrated, honestly.
That is, yeah.
Like
I
if
think
you
like
go
smelling
and-
good, like
I was
you,
about to
you
say
gotta
smell.
smell good. Yeah.
Smell is big.
What else? I would say, probably like, I don't know, like being cool with like my friends too, because I feel like if like you're dating me, you gotta be like friends with my
That's
friends
huge.
as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like
That's very
one of
good.
the
so
biggest
agree.
things.
I want them to be friends with my friends, and I
Yeah.
want to be friends with theirs. Yeah.
Maybe like a little extroverted too, but that's just like preference. But
Yeah. Yeah. I would have to say for me, okay, there's three things that come to mind. The first one is just like kindness. Like I really appreciate, like I was telling y'all, like in the details and just like I feel like so much is made in those little efforts, and being able to recognize that is like a huge thing, and I think that really is a root of like kindness. Relationship with God, for sure. I think that's important in like just a value, moral type thing. And then spontaneity. I am a very spontaneous person, and I like to like, I want someone to like match that energy, and like, you know, it can be little things like going on a midnight drive to go get like a dessert or something, or it can be like planning a trip and going that weekend. Like I just think it's really fun to like, or yeah, like just keeping that fun in your life. It just kind of goes back to spontaneity.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I really like it.
I agree with Brooke on all of those. Like those are like my top ones too. But I also think work ethic is a really big one for me. Like it doesn't need
So
to be
true.
like he's gonna be a millionaire or anything, but
That'd be nice. Though.
it would be
That would be
nice.
pretty cool.
It's great, but I just think work ethic, like striving to be like the best version of yourself and like to be able to provide for like a family or something. And then I also think their relationship with their family is really big too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like if they're really close with their family or really value their family and their friends, like any relationship honestly, that they like put 110% in all their relationships, whether it be family or just friends or whatever.
That's really big. One thing I've seen as I grow up is people really do act like their parents. So, I mean, having a good relationship with a family is big because that's how they're going to want to model their family after. And someone that doesn't necessarily have a good relationship with brothers, sisters, or parents, it's almost like a, I don't know, kind of a timid kind of thing.
The next question that I have for everyone is, what is a piece of advice that you follow in a relationship or that you would give to someone, like in a relationship?
I'd say maybe, I don't want to sound cliche, but it's, treat others the way you want to be treated. Like, if you wouldn't want your boyfriend, girlfriend doing something, then maybe you don't do it. So I think that's a good rule to live by for sure.
Yeah, going off what you're saying though, I also think communication. Like, I think you constantly gotta be communicating because if you feel some certain way or something, I think it's better like to either tell the other person because you don't want to talk to them for like 6 months for a long time. If you don't know how they feel, but what do you think, bro?
I think for me is actions speak louder than words. And you definitely have to pay attention to that because you never know, like, people can say one thing, promise one thing, like, and then they'll do something totally different. And the only thing that you can really trust is, like, what they're doing. Like, that is their true intention, their actions are. And so you have to pay super close attention to that. What about you, Shelby?
I love that one, bro. I think I heard this, like, piece of advice. I don't know when I did, but it was relationships are never going to always be 50-50. So just meet each other. So like if I had a boyfriend or something, I'm like I can give like 40% today, then he is gonna try to give like that 60 to complete it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
So
vice
true.
versa. You know what I mean? So like just always trying to like complete each other. I don't know. If that makes sense.
That makes
I like it.
Yeah.
It totally does. And I think that even falls back on, like, communication, too.
Yeah.
You can tell them if you're not, like, 100% that day or, like, 50 or whatever.
Some more advice I could give off what Tommy said with communication is guys don't read into things as much as girls do. So like when a girl's trying to act a certain way because she feels a certain way, a guy's not going to know what he did is wrong or what he did make you feel a certain way. So for maybe more of the girls is like be blunt, be straightforward, and say how you feel instead of I'm not talking to him today until he asks me what's wrong.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's very childish, very stupid.
Can't read minds.
Because guys can't read minds. And same with guys too, but I mean, I think it's definitely more prevalent with girls.
I
Because
so agree.
they always want to, you have to ask me what's wrong. Like, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. And something I feel like everyone has to learn is, like, you still have to be independent in a relationship. Like, you can't rely on that person for your own happiness. Like, you have to be, like, okay, this is a good way to put it. I've always believed in this, and I hope it makes sense. But, like, I'm not looking for my other half, I'm looking for my other whole. And I don't, yeah.
You saw that on Pinterest?
No, I made it up, actually.
Oh, there we go.
I'm sure it's a thing, though.
Yeah.
But, like, you want to just find a complete person who's already got themselves figured out and, like, they know what they want. There is independence there, but they also, like, want to love someone and, like, be there for someone. And you just both lift each other up instead of, like, rely on each other.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's always good to find somebody that compliments you rather than like complete you, like we were saying.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Which is funny because, like, usually you always hear, like, come together, but it's more lift up each other type of thing is what you're saying.
Yes.
I like it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Fire guys.
Fire.
All right, so best question for last. What would y'all say is either you or a first date story you've heard from a friend that's just outrageous or just horrible?
A few moments later.
Everyone goes,
Well, we're gonna start off with Coleman.
Okay, so this isn't my story, but one of my friends in high school, he had met this girl, and he was like, she's awesome. Like, let's go on a date.
Yeah.
So he took her to a restaurant. It wasn't like a super nice restaurant, but like it was like a nice little restaurant. They ate their meal. He said everything went well, and then the bill came out, and like he paid the bill, and then he went to the bathroom before they were gonna leave the restaurant, and he went to the bathroom, and when he comes out, the girl's just gone. Like, so she's gone, and then he of course.
Did she say anything?
No.
Did she
Like-
did she
Well,
just ghost
first off, he thinks, oh, she's in the bathroom too, right?
Uh-huh.
So like he sits there for like, I don't know, like 5-7 minutes, just hanging out like
Yeah.
she's in the bathroom, and then he was like, I started kind of feeling like she would have been like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom too, and then we can meet back or something. And so he texts her, and he's like, are you okay? Like, do you not feel good? Like he goes to text that, and he's just blocked.
That's crazy.
And he's like,
Blocked?
what the heck? Like,
Oh my
Did she order a lot of
gosh.
food?
I don't know that, but I mean,
Yeah,
still,
either
I
way.
mean, that's
It's a
craziness.
dinner.
And
That is
the crazy part that we still don't know to this day, because she went to another school and we like never heard of her again, was how did she get home? Because he of course picked her
Yeah.
up. So it was like
I wonder if he would have like looked out the window. He would have seen her like
sprinting into a car, or like maybe she went to the bathroom earlier and was like texted a friend, hey, I want you to come pick me up. Like this guy
Yeah.
sucks,
crawled out
Yeah.
the window.
type of thing. So I
Never
was like,
know.
damn.
Mine did happen to me. It's actually very sweet. But I was once with this one guy, so nice. He wanted to put me on some songs, and like he really like he got the aux and everything. But then he turned down the volume and started singing it to me. And like I'm not talking just one song; it was a lot of songs.
You got a performance.
I
man.
did.
Yeah.
Free concert.
He was so into it.
Did he get a chair turn?
Oh, what?
A chair turn?
Yeah.
You take the phone?
Yeah.
I respect it. I think putting yourself out there
Hey,
is important.
doesn't always work
Showcasing your
out.
talent.
No, yeah.
So he didn't get a second date?
Shoot or shoot, bro.
He actually did not get that chair turn. Actually.
No.
Yeah. The
No.
chair turn did not happen.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the Bizz Buzz podcast. We sadly only have one more remaining episode, but it's not too late now. You can like and subscribe in the description below. And please follow us on Instagram. Before each podcast, we make an Instagram story with questions and kind of fun responses. So be sure to look out there. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.